Hola mi gente, I want to show you how I make this Riki Taki, another delicious Dominican street food. So let's get started. Alright mi gente, so we're going to start with a nice hot cast iron medium high heat. You're going to go in and start browning your ground beef. Do not add any oil because as you can see, the ground beef already spills out a lot of its oil. So now we're just going to go ahead and brown our meat and then we're just breaking it down as we go. Alright, mi gente, so at this point my meat is nice and brown, and as you can see I'm still breaking it down, and I took some of the oil out. I did that because I don't want my sandwich to be too greasy. Alright, so you want this to be nice and dry before you add your spices. So now for my spices, I went in with some sofrito, some adobo, some Cajun spice because I wanted to have a nice kick. I also went in with some cumin, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. That is all the spices we're using for this. And if you just happen to miss one, it's going to be down in the description, so make sure you check that out. So after adding all your seasonings, you're going to go ahead and saute this for a couple of minutes. Make sure everything is getting to know each other. And now we're going to go ahead and start adding some water. So I'm adding the water little by little because I want to deglaze the pan on the bottom. And then after adding about 1/3 cups of water, I'm going to cover this up, lower my heat to medium, and cook my ground beef for about 10 minutes or until it looks like this. And let me tell you, this looks delicious. That crust in that meat, oof, that's everything. So now you're just going to turn it off, cover it up, and put it to the side until you're ready to use it. Alright, mi gente, so this Riki Taki has the same toppings you will find on a chimichurri, which is our delicious Dominican burger. So it gets cabbage, tomatoes, and red onions. So the only difference between a Riki Taki and a chimichurri is that this sandwich here has eggs and the meat is ground. It's not formed into a patty. And you can also use salami instead of ground beef. So after getting your toppings ready, I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of salt and pepper to my tomatoes and my onions just to give it a nice flavor. Alright, mi gente, so one thing that I like to do with my chimichurri and also with my rikitaki is I like to cook my cabbage. This is optional, you don't have to. I just want to give it more flavor, and I don't want it to be too crunchy. I just want it to be soft, but it's still nice and crunchy. You'll see. So in the same skillet that I have my meat, I just move it to the side, and I'm going to saute my cabbage for just a couple of minutes with some salt and worcestershire sauce. So while my cabbage is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and fry my eggs. So for this sandwich, I'm going to use fried eggs. You can use boiled eggs, or you can also do scrambled eggs. However you like your egg, that's how you're going to make it for this sandwich. So for the bread part, it's usually pan de agua, but I couldn't find any. So I had this delicious roll, and this just works just as fine. You need a type of bread that's nice and like it's going to handle everything you're going to put in it, all right? You don't want a type of bread that is going to fall apart as soon as you put your toppings in there, all right? So now I just went in and I cut my roll, and then I'm adding some ketchup and mayo. And this is the sauce for this sandwich. And let me tell you, it's delicious. So now we're going to start piling up our ground beef. And you can put as much or as little as you want. You know, just makes the sandwich big. You can make it smaller, however you want. Girl, just go for it. So after piling up your meat, you're going to go in with your cabbage. And remember, you do not have to saute the cabbage. I like doing it because I wanted to put an extra, an extra layer of flavor to it. So I just saute it just for a couple of minutes, and I added some salt and worcestershire sauce. So after adding your cabbage, you're going to go in with your onions and your tomatoes. And also, you're going to top it over with your eggs. And mi gente, I do not like runny eggs. My wife does. I don't. So you can cook your egg however you want. Like I said, you can do boiled egg, or you can do scrambled eggs, or you can just hard fry the eggs. That's how I like it. So then after adding your egg on the other side of the sandwich, you're going to do the same thing you did on the bottom. You're going to add some ketchup and mayo. And now we are going to toast it. I'm a big fan on pressing my bread, my sandwiches. I love a pressed sandwich. So I'm just going to go in with my griller, and I'm just going to put aluminum foil on top of the bread, and then put my cast iron on top of it. And that is my pressing machine. So you just want to make sure you have something heavy on top of it so it can press it very well. So now that my bread is nice and toasted and it looks like this, we are ready to eat. Mi gente, this sandwich, I'm telling you, is so, so good. I don't think you have tasted something like this before. And let me tell you, you are not going to regret it. This comes together in no time. This is the kind of dinner you can do on a weekend. It takes less than 30 minutes to make this. Mi gente, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y buen provecho.